Hi guys, you're
Yeah, Gladys, again, your voice is gone.
okay, but I can hear you. Can you hear
But
me?
now I can hear you, but it comes and goes.
It comes and goes.
So I may not be able to hear your questions.
Oh, really? Is it
Yeah,
better? Is it better?
yeah, it's better now.
Okay, great, great. So once again, you're all welcome to our
I understand.
life. We have Priyanka from Living, and today we're talking about mental health previously. And Priyanka, I like the name of your organization, The Art of the Living. What's the philosophy behind your
So Art of Living is a 42-year-old organization today. It is one of the largest volunteer-driven NGOs in the world. And today we are present in 180 countries. So the entire philosophy behind the organization is to create a stress-free and a happy society. The
oh,
founder of our organization, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar, it is his vision to create a stress-free and a happy society. And for that,
okay.
we do some workshops, breath work and meditation workshops, which helps one to release the toxins and the stresses and to
Okay.
live a healthier and a happier life, a stress-free life. And
Okay.
hence the name is the art of living.
There are. So your organization has been here 42 years and has
Yeah.
impacted more than 550 million people. Wow. You have been a
Mm.
pioneer in the field of mental health. Can you please talk more about
So, as I said, the philosophy and the entire vision is to create a stress-free society. Mental health cannot be seen in isolation. If we have to have good mental health, a positive mental health, we have to do some, we have to resort to some techniques or
it?
some wisdom in life by which we are able to let go of whatever we have been holding on to, whatever is bothering us. So when we do this
Okay.
breath work, the meditation and the breath work workshop that we have, it helps to bring a lot of clarity in a person's mind. There's a lot of emotional release that happen. There's a kind
Mm,
of a reprogramming or the rewiring of our conditionings that we have
okay.
been used to. You may be holding on to a lot of pain or hatred, or it can be, some trauma that you have undergone as a child. So, when we are holding on to these emotions, these negative emotions, it starts showing up in your body in the form of disease. Most of the chronic diseases, in fact, 85% of the chronic diseases today, it is a research that it is psychosomatic in nature. That means it starts with the thought at the level of the mind. And when we don't treat it there, when we don't release it there at the level of the mind, with age and with time, it starts showing up as chronic diseases, whether it's breast cancer, whether it is blood pressure or diabetes. So, if we want to have a healthy and a happy life, we have to address the core, which is our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And that, when you can achieve, then you can say, okay, I have a good mental health.
That is so true. So as per who, the World Health Organization, close to 1 billion people have a mental disorder. And by 2030, depression will be ranked first as a global disease. What do you have to say about
So, yes, it is an alarming situation. 2030 is just round the corner. In fact, the last 3 years that we have experienced during COVID times, it has created a lot of anxiety in people's mind, restlessness, uncertainty, anxiety, depression, loneliness, and
Yeah.
also in some countries, domestic violence has increased, you know, between spouses, domestic abuse and social abuse, children getting into violent tendencies because of the lockdown, social distancing, and so many other factors that we all are aware of, right? So, in fact, WHO has also predicted that mental health and depression will be the next pandemic post COVID.
This is very
So
serious.
we have a very alarming situation which is just, staring at us.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that WHO has declared the October month as the mental health month.
Mental health.
And I thank you, Sheena, for taking this initiative to invite me on this beautiful and a wonderful platform so that more and more people are aware of this. So, we need to create a lot of awareness. We need to educate people that today, if you feel anything negative or if you're getting into violent tendencies or feeling lonely, just ask for help. Don't feel
Just ask.
shy. And
Yes.
even the families, the friends, and the society needs to be open, and we have to
Mhm.
remove stigma and discrimination. People are discriminated if they talk about, okay, I need to ask for help, I need to talk to somebody. And this
Mhm.
becomes a big hindrance why people do not ask for help. So stigma and discrimination needs to be done away with. We have to be more accepting that today times are complex and we are all there together to help people around.
That's very. So, how can your organization, the Art of Living, help those with mental health issues? How can your breath work and maybe meditation, you spoke about meditation techniques, and how can it help people with mental health? Can you please talk about your wellness
So,
program and techniques?
yes, so we do a program which is a flagship program. It's called the Happiness Program. The name itself is Happiness. Yeah. And the crux of this program is a sky breath meditation technique. So if you realize there is a connection between your breath and your emotions.
Yeah.
When we are angry, our breath becomes very fast.
Yes.
Yeah. And when we are crying, when we are sobbing, when we are in grief, our breath becomes very shallow, distorted, and it is not free flowing, it is not smooth. But
Okay.
now, if you notice
So,
your breath, it is very subtle, it is very
you don't.
smooth. So there is a direct connection between breath and our emotions, right?
So once you can
So if
control
we
your
talk
breath,
about
you can
negative
control.
emotions,
Okay.
yes, exactly. So this is
Okay.
the crux of our program. If our emotions are changing our breathing, so if we can do a breathing technique by which we can have a say on our emotions.
Okay.
Secondly, through breath, we release 90% of the toxins. What are
Okay.
stresses? Stresses are the toxins which are accumulated in different parts of the body.
That's stress.
So when we do the breathing technique, so when we do the breathing technique, through the breath, we are able to pull out these toxins and stresses from every cell of the body. And then
And
you
as in,
feel that calmness, that joy, the clarity, happiness, and more connected with yourself. Whether you have a companion or not, you do not feel lonely. Yeah. You're able to let go of the anger and the bitterness that you have been holding on to.
yeah.
And you're able to express love and compassion, which is our true nature.
Well,
So
this is
here
great.
here comes breath. Here comes breath as a technique which helps you to relax, become stress free, and more centered and balanced.
That's great. So are your teachings religious? Is it for a particular sect of people or anyone can join?
Whoever wants to be happier and healthier can join the program. Yeah. And you see, breath is universal. It doesn't have any religion. How
Mm,
you breathe or how I breathe, or how an American or a Chinese or a Russian breathes. We all breathe in the same space and in
the
the same
same.
air,
Yes.
right? And we all go through the same emotional human evolution. If I have a
Yes.
heartbreak or you have a heartbreak or
It's the same.
somebody from Europe, yeah, we undergo the same emotions, right? If we get insulted, everybody feels a shrinking feeling, right? So when it comes
Yes.
to emotions, we are the same. We all experience the same kind of positive and negative emotions.
And
At the human level, we all are connected. And breath is universal. It doesn't have any religion, right?
yes.
So this program only teaches you a breathing technique, the sky breath technique, which helps you to de-stress and to have a good and a happy and a healthy body,
Body.
right? Yeah.
So there is a stigma and discrimination attached to mental health. How can we change this?
For this, we require to do more and more events like this. We require education, we require
Mm,
awareness, and we require to be more accepting.
okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, this will get prolonged. And, if somebody is needing help, if you see someone who is lonely or is feeling depressed, we must, it's an alarming situation. We must go to the person, talk to the person. Talking really helps. That is the
It
first step.
helps.
And
Okay.
then, yeah, and then you can, teach them some breathing techniques, meditation techniques, by which they'll be able to release the pent up emotions. Emotional
Okay.
release is very important.
Very
So
important.
once the emotional release happens, you get that clarity, you get the confidence and the inner strength to be able to handle any challenges.
Okay.
But we need to be doing these kind of awareness program more and more.
So
And
that people
today,
get to
as the
know.
WHO is saying that depression will be the number one pandemic, I think in
That's
every
quite,
household and in every neighborhood, you will find people who need help.
that is I was going through your website and I saw that you do programs in prisons. How does this work?
So, Art of Living has been doing the prison smart programs in more than 25 countries, and
Mhm.
we have been able to reach out to 8 lakh prison inmates.
Okay.
Recently, we have signed an MOU with the Prison
Mhm.
Department of Uganda, where we will be training 70,000 prison inmates. See, if you look at any person who has done crime, okay,
Mhm.
or somebody who has been a terrorist or has abused anyone, who can do
Mhm.
such activities? Only that person who is already hurt, only that person who is carrying those negative emotions. Otherwise, a happy person, a joyful person
Will
will
not do
never
that.
think of hurting anybody else.
Yes.
So we have to understand what is the core reason. The core reason is that they are already hurt and they do not have the education of the mind, how to handle those impulses, how to handle the heat of the moment. They do not have that self-control, the education to control their emotions and the impulses.
That emotion.
So when we do these programs in the prisons, we have a very intense program for the prison inmates. So when we do that, they are able to, release all the anger, the bitterness, the trauma, the hatred, and the extreme negative emotions that they have been carrying. And I tell
Sense
you,
that.
it has been our experience that on the last day of the program, these inmates, they tell us, oh, I wish we had known you before. We wouldn't have been here then in this prison. Yeah. So it
Yeah.
is just about education. And the founder of our organization, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, he always says that behind every culprit, there is a victim crying for help, right? So if there is a
Interesting.
culprit, there is a core reason behind it, and they also need help. So we have to
Okay.
reach out to everyone. And now in Ghana, we have approached the prison department here. We have started the talks by which we can roll out these programs in the prisons of Ghana. We're already doing in Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, Mauritius, in about 20 countries in Africa itself.
That's quite interesting. So now if viewers want to get in touch with you, do you have an Insta handle, website that they can to?
So the Insta handle is the one with which I've gone live. It's Art of Living GH, Art of Living GH, and website is artofliving.org. So you can always connect with us on any of these two platforms. We have our numbers over there. We have a YouTube channel. So we are available on all the social media platforms. You have to just search for Art of Living Ghana. And we are regularly doing these happiness programs. Every weekend or once in every 2 weeks, we have the happiness programs in Accra. So, viewers, whoever are there, they can connect with us and book themselves in a happiness program and get equipped with the technique by which they can just declutter, de-stress, be joyful, and be happy. It's just a 20 to 30 minute technique, a breathwork technique.
Oh, breath change.
So Gladys, why
Thank
don't
you.
you share
Yes.
your experience? You have done the program. Why don't you
Yes,
share
yes,
your
yes,
experience?
yes.
Yeah.
So I have to manage a lot of stress at home after doing the program, stable, you know, basically I love the program and I'll entreat everybody to also, all gonna have a clear health mentally. Because everything starts right, Priya.
Right.
Everything starts from the change your mind. And if you can do that through breath.
Yeah.
Nanadoma, thank you. Thank you, Nanadoma. Thank you for joining. Do you have any questions? If anyone has any questions, type. If you also
Yeah,
want
we
to.
can take some questions from the viewers.
Nanadoma, we are talking about, I think you joined later. We're talking about, we have with us Priyanka from here to tell us more. Priyanka, I wanted to ask you one question. And how does one deal with grief? Grief, the loss of a person, someone close down. How does a person deal with
Yeah, especially during COVID times, people
yes,
have lost their loved ones.
loved ones?
And yes, it is difficult to move on.
Yes,
But we need to understand that grief is also an emotion. It is a deep emotion, right? So,
yes.
let me explain you. We have different energy centers in our body.
Okay.
So there are 109 energy centers in our body. Yeah. What are energy centers? These are the centers where, these are subtle energy centers where the different energy channels they meet,
Okay.
right? They are called, they carry life force energy. These are the different energy channels which meet at the energy centers. Some of them are very prominent. So there are 7 main energy centers in our body. These are not something which is visible. These are subtle energy centers, right? So the energy center for grief is here in the throat region.
In the
So
throat.
throat
Okay.
region.
Okay.
So if you have noticed, when you're crying, your throat chokes, and then people say, okay, please have some water, take some water,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And then also, when you're full of gratitude, your throat chokes. When you're thanking somebody, you're full of gratitude. You don't find words, your throat chokes. So these energy centers have a positive and a negative. So if we start with the lowest energy center, it is at the tip of your tailbone. Over there, there is only inertia.
Okay.
But when you convert the negative to positive, it becomes enthusiasm.
Interesting. Okay, 1 minute. Priyanka, someone has a question.
Yeah.
Nanaduma said, how do you find out? Okay, her first question is, how can you be happy by yourself? You know, to be happy instead of depending on someone else.
By yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to be happy with yourself, you have to first love yourself.
Love you.
Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. And to be happy by yourself, you need to be emotionally strong. And most important is you have to connect with yourself.
Okay.
By connecting by yourself, I mean that, sometime 10 minutes if you can take out during the day and do some mindfulness techniques, some relaxation techniques, some meditation techniques. It will help you to connect with yourself. And the more you connect with yourself, you feel that contentment, that strength, and that completeness where you don't feel lonely or a need for a companion. But when you have a companion, it is not that you are a parasite in that relationship where you are just seeking love or comfort from the other person. But when you are connected and you feel full with yourself, you are a giver in the relationship.
Yeah, a giver.
Right?
Pouring
So
from
to be
full
able
cup.
to, yes, from taking, you become a giver.
A
From
giver.
seeking, you become more generous. You're able to give and contribute in that relationship.
Yeah.
Right? So to connect with yourself, to be with yourself, you have to take out some time and do some meditation techniques. Yeah. And I think the next question is, how do you find out if someone you like has good
Has good
energy?
energy. How do you
You know,
detect? Mhm.
we speak more by our presence than by our words, isn't it?
Yes.
So everyone emits energy.
Mhm.
Energy is something very subtle. We talk about our aura, we talk about our presence. It is bigger than our body, the energy field, right? So,
Yes.
like for example, you've gone to a cinema hall and
Mhm.
a person comes and sits beside you in the next seat. Even just by not talking to that person, you may feel uncomfortable or comfortable,
Comfortable. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, just by the presence of a person, you can understand what kind of energy that person is carrying. But for that, you yourself need to be a little subtle to be able to understand or to be able to sense other person's energy.
Mhm.
Yeah. The more you become subtle, the more you meditate and you're connected with yourself, you will be able to, uh, you know, pick up the energy which is there in the
Energy.
room. You will be able to gauge the kind of energy the person is carrying. And
Mhm.
when you're doing negotiations, when you're going to enter into some partnership, even at work, in business, You will be able to understand, is this the right person I would like to, do a contract with? Are you getting it? And
Yes.
also your intuitive ability, which is your gut feel or the sixth sense. This enhances tremendously when you start to meditate.
Meditate.
So the
And now
answer
we
to all the
know.
questions are do
Yes,
some breathing
meditation.
and some
Yes,
meditation.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Breathing and
yeah.
meditation. Nana, I hope Priyanka answered your question. So, do you have any other thing to tell us? Since we've tackled most of the questions, told us how
Yeah.
you're welcome. So you
If
can
anybody,
join, you can follow Priyanka on Art of Living, and you can join the program, do some meditation, calm yourself, manage your, be happy with yourself.
yeah. The last thing that I would like to say is, as we take care of our body, we take bath every day, hopefully. We brush our teeth every day.
Yeah.
That is dental hygiene.
Mhm.
For the mind, we should give a bath to our mind also every day. We should clean our mind also
We
every
should
day.
clean our mind. That is very important.
And that is mental hygiene.
Mental hygiene. Great. You have to clear all the junk through meditation. Oh, thank you.
It is so
Thank you
important
so
not
much.
for
Yeah.
yourself, but it is also important for people around you. Because
People
if you are
around
not happy, then you are going to create so much trouble for people
us.
around
Yes.
you.
Around you. That's
Yeah, you are going to throw stress.
okay.
Whatever you have, you will be able to give. If you have stress, that is what you are going to throw. If you have peace and love, that is what you're going to
What you're
share.
going to
So you can only give what you have. So if not for yourself, but for your family and for the people around
people
you,
around you.
yeah, take care of your mental hygiene.
In fact, you're very right. So I have also have kids. Actually decided to get better because, I want to take better care of kids. So as you're saying, once you affect everyone around you. So, if you're in a better mood. I think we have another question. Nana says, I find it difficult to meditate. I get distracted and can you help? Says she gets distracted
Okay.
when I think we all face that problem too sometimes.
Yeah.
So if you can help, Nana.
So meditation is an art, and
Mm,
every art needs to be practiced for you to become an expert in that, right? But as beginners, you can take help of some guided meditation.
mm,
So on our founder's YouTube channel, which is
mhm,
youtube.com/Shri Shri, there are a lot
mhm.
of um, guided meditations for beginners, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Maybe I will just put it here in the comment section. It's youtube.com/SRI
Okay.
SRI Shri Shri. Yeah. So you can go onto this YouTube channel and pick up
Mhm.
any guided meditation. Also on Gurudev's Insta. So that is
Okay.
SRI Ravi Shankar.
Okay.
So you can go on these and then you can find some breath work and meditation. Now, this is a concept that when we sit to meditate, there should be no thoughts, but it is not
Mhm.
possible. I should be
Yeah, I
totally
think most of them.
blank.
Yes.
Thoughts are troubling me, and that is why people get scared and they don't want to close their eyes. Oh, as
Yes,
soon
they
as I
don't want
close
to.
my eyes, I'm bombarded with thoughts.
Yes.
But it is not like that. You know, in meditation, thoughts may come, but you need a
Mhm.
skill how you can just watch the thoughts, be a witness to those thoughts, and not engage yourself with thoughts. So, in fact, we have another program which is called the Art of Meditation. That is a very short
Oh,
program for 3 days, 3 consecutive days, and 1.5 hours. And that also happens online on Zoom. So we are
on
having a
Zoom.
program which is from 4th to 6th of November.
Okay.
That's an online program, and the link is there on our bio, on the Insta. So one can go and register on that link. So in that, you learn how you can meditate with the power of sound, which is a mantra, and what are the different levels and states of a consciousness, how we can keep our energy high, what are the do's and don'ts of meditation, what are the myths about meditation, how you can become a deep meditator. So these are the tools and techniques by which you can meditate. And just doing little bit of exercise, maybe just walking, jogging for 10, 15 minutes. Then when you sit, you will be able to meditate. Put on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Nana, you're welcome. So you can always go to the page that has can help you become a master. Then you can
Yeah.
you can be you can sense good energy more connected.
Yes.
Um, so I think we've been on live. Do you have any?
Yeah.
We might go on another channel. Could also go there and
Okay.
say something briefly,
Okay.
so people
Shall do
in
that.
that
Yeah.
chat you can also.
Sure. So the
Okay.
last thing that I would say is that, please make yourself a priority, and
Mm.
self-care is very, very important. So take out those 3 days, 3 hours when we have the happiness program. We are doing regularly in Accra, in different regions of Accra and Laboni, in Kokum Lemle. We are also doing in schools and colleges and institutions and corporates. Right? Just go on our link, find a happiness program, find an art of meditation, learn the technique, and then you can do it on your own at home. And then you'll be able to be stress free, happy, and you don't need any medication. From medication, you can change to meditation.
Yeah. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great. So thank you once again.
Thank
If
you,
you're
Sheena.
also
Thank
on
you so much.
if you're also
Sure,
on the
we'll
other
do
page,
that.
maybe you can join us. Okay?
Okay.
Have a great evening.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. Have a great
Thank you.
evening. Have a great Sunday and a lovely week ahead.